Thank you for visiting Past the Wire TV, the YouTube channel of PastTheWire.com. Buongiorno, everybody. Welcome back to Past the Wire's Saratoga Today. Another episode, day 21 of the meet. 3 full calendar weeks into the meet. Things are definitely turning for the home team, and I couldn't be more happy about that. It was a rough start. We know that. We had some bad beats at very big prices, right on the wire. A couple of horrendous runs, just horses getting eased, but couple of tough photos and head bobs we lost. But, you know, one thing about them tables, they turn. So things are starting to turn. Yesterday, 1-for-1 with Arrest Me Red, Wesley Ward's other horse, the bigger price of the two. Small field, so the price wasn't that big, but a win's a win. The home team's rolling a little bit, and that's always good news. Thank you to Spendthrift Farm. Our friends over there, the home of Into Mischief and so many other stallions. My Tole, who I'm super excited about as a stallion, and so many others. Zilla Racing Stables, partnerships for everybody at every level. And our friends at AM Wager, where you'll see the commercial. Great tools for the better, and we're going to do another show on one of these Saratoga mornings where we talk a little bit about some of the tools they have for the better. So if you haven't gone on the site and checked it out yourself, I'll give you a little preview about some of the things that they offer, and one in particular that I like a lot and can be a helpful edge. But as promised, today I got a lot of questions about this, and I have, not just on the show, but for years, about something that I don't do, and I would say you should never do it, and I'm going to explain why. But we'll get to the card after that. It won't take very long. You know, there are so few people that beat this game, and there are so many reasons for that. Okay, one of the most basic reasons. Morning coffee, imperative. One of the most basic reasons is, in order to beat this game, you've got to really go against human nature and your natural inclination. Your natural inclination is to cash as many tickets as possible, which causes people to play cowboy style pick fours and pick fives, where they're using every horse they think has a wing and a prayer to win a race at the lowest possible amount, 50 cents, 20 cents, 10 cents, whatever it is. That's a mistake. You know, I always say you want to cash less tickets but win more money. So in that scenario, I would say you have to go against that desire to cash, and hit that pick four, and realize, A, you're going to be right you're going to be wrong more than you're right in this game. We all are. Anybody who tells you they're right more than wrong when it comes to playing horses is not telling you the truth. You're going to be wrong more than right. So how do you negate that? How do you still beat the game? Odds and value. Getting paid when you're right enough to offset and erase your losses. You do that by two ways: finding value and capitalizing on it, and also eliminating the losses, which brings us to boxing horses. Okay, I never box. I never reverse. Okay, why? Because I understand that I have to eliminate the losing bets as much as I possibly can. So if I'm going to box 3 horses, what am I starting out with? Okay, you don't. There's enough hurdles in horse racing. Okay, You don't want to add additional hurdles for yourself. You don't want to beat yourself. It's like cutting your own throat, okay? You don't want to do it. You have takeout right off the bat. Now you're going to box 3 horses. You're adding losing bets, automatic losing bets to your wager, okay? So now you're in the hole over here. Now you're in the hole down even further to get out, okay? And you're also reducing the amount of money you will have on the winning combination when you're right. So let's just use easy numbers, okay? You want to take a $1 box, 1, 2, 3, okay? And have each combination for the same amount. You've got losing bets on there you got to overcome. And even if you're betting bombs, at the end of the day, at the end of the meet, at the end of the year, it's going to drown you out and put its hand in your pocket, okay? But what you have to understand in that situation is you are better off saying, okay, I want to take a $1 box, 1, 2, 3, and bet $6. You're better off saying, who do I like best between the 1, 2, and 3? Taking that horse and taking $3 exactas. Let's say it's the 2. You take $3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Sit back, watch the race. If you win, you get paid a little bit. Now you've got it 3 times instead of 1 time. And if you lose, you live to fight another day. Now people will say, oh, well, I could have had it. It paid this, it paid that. And yeah, that's going to happen, okay? But over time, all right, capitalizing and getting paid more is going to erase that when you're right. Now, you've got to have some talent handicapping as well. You know, money management, knowing how to bet are, you know, things that go together with each other. You have to be able to do both relatively well in order to succeed at this game. But I will tell you this, if you're a smart bettor and know how to bet, you probably have as good a chance as a good handicapper who doesn't know how to bet, even if you're a bad handicapper. So they go together, all right? And it's a tough concept to grasp. A lot of people can't do it. They just instinctively want to cut their own throats because they want to cash as many tickets as possible. Oh, I could have had it. It paid $246 or $428. Yeah, but when you're right, okay, that same $428, now you got it 3 times. Okay, that's $1,300 and change as opposed to the $400. Takes only a couple of those to erase the losses and really make it count. When you dig extra hurdles and extra holes for yourself in thoroughbred horse racing, it may be a short-term win on that particular day, but it's a long-term recipe for disaster. Nobody who's boxing horses regularly, okay, and that's part of their wagering structure and strategy, is beating this game. It's just mathematically impossible unless you're a big volume player and rebates are coming into play and you hit your share of them. You could maybe, you know, eke out with the rebates, grind out a profit. But if you're regularly boxing and you're not a high volume rebate player or a CAW player, you're just digging a hole for yourself that you're not going to be able to get out of with the takeout and everything else. And I can't stress that enough. You have to be willing to cash less to win more, not the other way around, which is our human nature. That's, you know, oh, I want to use this horse, and this horse because it'll help me win. I'll have more combinations. Yeah, it may help you cash more tickets, but you won't win more money. And at the end of the day, it's about the black column versus the red column, winning more money, not cashing more tickets. And there is a distinct difference in that. So I hope that clears it up. If you're a boxer and you're not going to change, I'm not trying to change anything that works for anybody. If you're beating the game and coming out ahead, or if you don't care and you're winning, or it doesn't matter to you, whether you win or lose, it's just recreation, then do what you do and enjoy it. To each their own. But I'm just telling you, if you're not coming out ahead at the end of every meet and at the end of the year, and you want to try to do that, or you want to even take it a step further and make a living instead of just grinding out a plus, but you want to actually make a living, which is much more difficult and much harder than just grinding out a plus, consider it, because it will go a long way in helping you do what I did for many, many years. I don't do it now, but I did for many years, and I never boxed anything. I learned long ago, it's just not the way. Some people are going to understand and embrace it, some aren't. We live in times where it's very hard for people to adapt and learn and accept new things and different points of view. It's just the times that we live in. When I was a kid growing up, it really wasn't that difficult. It was much more openness to new ideas and new learning and things like that. It was a different world altogether. But give it a shot. See how it goes, and not just for a day. Because what'll happen? We know horse racing. It'll humble you, and it'll make me look silly. Because you'll say, "Oh, if I didn't listen to John, I'd have boxed this and had this $500 exactor. I listened to him. I tore up my ticket." That'll happen if you do it once. But if you do it over the course of a couple of months or a couple of meets, you will see. You know what? I come out ahead over here. I come out ahead over here. I come out ahead over here. I won money for the meet. Wow. And that's what it's all about. That's what I play for. I play to make scores. That's what I think is the fun in the game. So with that, don't box, cutting your own throat, putting yourself in the hole. You're already in a hole with takeout, with sharks in the water, with cheating going on, with a million different things. Things we don't even know about. What rider's hung over? What guy has got a pain in his back that he doesn't want to lose the mount, so he's not telling anybody? What trainer missed a workout with a horse that doesn't have him 100%? There's a million and one ways to lose. Why make a million and two? There's only one way to win, and that's to do your homework and bet smart. So smart betting is not boxing. Okay, that's my little my little talk on boxing. Love it or hate it, to each their own. I wish everybody the best. I'm not trying to, pound my ways on anybody. I just like to see people win, and I like to see the game grow. And the game grows by people winning and having success and realizing that it's a skill game, not by following tickets that people put up that don't even bet, that have no chance of winning and are just ridiculously structured. So with that, we'll move on to the card. We've got some weather issues. My reliable computers tell me that rain is 50% in the possibility during the day and higher during tonight. I think it avoided the track all day yesterday and all night last night, so I don't think there was any rain. That's a positive, but I don't know that we're going to get through the whole day today without any rain. So we'll take a quick look at the stake on the card, the Saratoga Today, which is the third race, a small field. It's a little discouraging that some of the stakes are coming up with such small fields up there. But what are you going to do? Another sign of the times. They put it as the third race on the card because I guess they wanted to keep it out of the late pick 4 and pick 5. Which I guess is a good thing. We've got some big fields over there, but a lot of those races are on the turf. I think the last two are on the turf, and the first in the pick 5 is on the turf, the sixth. So with the weather in question, I don't want to get too involved over there. So we'll talk about the Saratoga Today, the third. Dancing Kiki is off the Mike Maker claim. Last time out ran good, going one turn. I don't know that she's good enough to win this off her prior form, but we do know that Mike Maker has a lot of success with these kind of horses. Took this horse, runs her back longer. I think that's actually better for her. She's got Jose on the rail. She'll have to step forward in order to win. But off to make a claim, that's not really a far-fetched idea. The horse I like is the 2, Simply Ravishing. She's coming off a bad race, and one of the shows that we did, we talked about getting a little extra value on a horse coming off a really bad race if you can make an excuse for it, and I can. Simply Ravishing was laid off after the Golden Rod, ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, took a little, Phillies, took a lot of money in that race, was 3 for 3 going into that race, didn't get the lead, and, still ran a good even race, and, ran back in the Golden Rod, made a middle move that day, then laid up. Didn't win at 70 cents to the dollar, but that was as a 2-year-old. Now, she comes back as a 3-year-old, runs the first start in the Grade 1 Ashland. That's tough to do off the bench. Made the lead and tied. And now she comes back for Ken McPeak, who's on the donut, hadn't won a race up there yet. Swiss Skydiver was a plan B in the Whitney, didn't run well for him. But he pops up and wins his share of races. He's an Alabama winner. I think he's got her ready to really go forward and go past her best 2-year-old form. And she would have to do that because she's not run fast enough yet to beat what the bottom 2 horses, Espresso Shot and Miss Orb, have already done. But why I like it today is she's got that win at Saratoga that I love, okay, as a 2-year-old. She's a 3-year-old facing older, but we're into August already, so that's not the end of the world. And I think it's not going to really matter so much that she's a 3-year-old because I think that Luis Saez is going to be aggressive. He's won with her before, and I think he's going to put her on a lead. And I'll take the class play on the lead in this particular race, and hopefully she can roll all the way. She's 7-2 on the morning line. She should probably be the third choice. The sheet players will probably gravitate to the bottom 2 horses. Maker's horse will take some money too, so hopefully she'll be a fair price in a very small field. And I think she's the class, and I think she's got the lead when Luis wants it. Hopefully he wants it early, right away, and she can, have a shot to go gate to wire. Maiden Beauty is another one off the claim in here, and you got stake races with horses off the claim, 2 of them. You didn't used to see that much. Now we see it more. Robert Falcone, young guy, sharp, does well off the claim. She's another one that would really have to step forward like Nancy Kiki would have to. But again, off the claim with Joel Rosario, that's not anything I would say is impossible. But I'm going to stick with Simply Ravishing on the speed and going forward angle that I'm hoping that we see. Espresso Shot, solid horse. Johnny V rides. She and Miss Orb are considerably faster to date than anybody in here. So like I said, Simply Ravishing is going to have to go forward, but I think we got a little bit of a pace advantage. So I'll take Simply Ravishing. And Miss Orb is another one who's, certainly run fast enough to win this. She's drawn outside with Dylan Davis, probably the favorite in here. But I think we can get the jump on her, like I said, and maybe beat her too. So that's what I think of the Saratoga do. Unfortunately, because of the weather and the time of the morning that we're doing this show, we can't really get too involved in the rest of the card. Not the greatest card anyway, but it is what it is. One thing I'll mention is Chad Brown has a first-time starter in the first race, Aggregation. That horse has been working with the horse that he runs in the 5th race, Key Point. Key Point outworking that horse pretty good. And Key Point's got a little bit of a buzz about them. Supposed to be able to run a little. I watched the workouts, absolutely better than Aggregation. So if Aggregation runs well, it's a positive point for Key Point later on the card. Jorge Vargas hasn't won a race up there yet. He's a good rider. I'm sure that he's pushing hard on any opportunity he gets. He's got very limited opportunities up there, but I'd like to see him get off the donut soon. Junior Alvarado is still riding, how am I going to put this? Just riding not like the Junior I know and love. I think he's a little bit in a funk, and I expect him to break out of it, but I expected him to break out of it last week, and he didn't do it, so stay tuned. So that's really all we got for today. Interesting card, but weather dampening it. We'll see if we can get Simply Ravishing home on the lead with the class and the forward move as a 3-year-old in the third race on the card. We'll be back again in the morning. If you want to shoot me some feedback about the boxing, love to hear it. Again, don't cut your own throat. There's enough people out there ready to do it for you. Enjoy the races. We'll be back to reconvene in the AM. So, ciao for now. Nobody does it better.